Hi, everyone. It's so exciting to have you all here for CodeLand 2021. I'm your speaker for this session. My name is Victory Brown, and I'm a user experience designer, a writer, and an open source contributor or advocate. Well, today I'll be talking about developing beyond code. And development or developing is actually a process of bringing something to existence or improving something that is already existing. And I believe that as much as programmers are needed or code writers are needed, designers and technical writers, project managers are also developers too. So for this session, I'll be talking on designing, but developing beyond code. What is product development? Well, product development is the complete process of delivering a new product or a new feature, or also improving an existing one for customers. Product design has to do with process designers use to blend user needs with customer goals. It is important to have designers on the team because from start to finish of a product development cycle, designers also have a part to play. What are the phases of the product development cycle? Well, the first stage is the ideation and research stage. In this stage, the stakeholder presents his information as idea to a team of people, a team of developers, researchers, designers, to develop a product that solves a user's need. It is important to have designers because designers are burdened with carrying out this research and finding out who the target users are, what they need, what products or what problem your product is solving. How do you present yourself or how do you position yourself as in the market with your new feature or the new product that you're introducing to your users, and what benefits do these users derive from using your product? These are all important because if your product does not satisfy these needs, people will not want to use it. The next phase of the product development cycle is strategic planning. Well, the key to a great roadmap is to have a balance between features that you need right now and those that you will implement later in the future. Designers are important also in this phase because from their research, they're able to draw insights on who the user is or who the users are and what they need at this particular time. Now, this helps them to decide on which feature to present first for the product launch and which other features come later on while the app or the product gets updated. The next phase is the development and testing phase. Well, in this phase, the designers are in charge of designing wireframes, coming up with prototypes on what's based on the research and insights that they've drawn from the first and second stage. In this phase, while the wireframes are being created, wireframes are like low fidelity mock-ups of what, or they look like what the actual product is supposed to look like, but no code has been written. They're just prototypes of what it should actually look like. In this phase, there's a back and forth interaction between the developers and designers. Sometimes the designers are left out in this process in some organizations, but it's important to have them in the development and testing phase because while the product is being developed, they send this to a set of target users to come up, they watch them use this product and try to like take notes on what edge cases they face and how these users interact with this new interface that they are presented with. This helps them to go back to the drawing board and get started on changing some things, iterating on the already made prototypes or wireframes. Well, wireframes are important because they save the money. Instead of testing on the actual products after it has been launched, you test on low fidelity mockups and take notes and make iterations before passing on to the developers to write codes on it. The final stage is the launch and commercialization. Well, in this phase, with all the answers from the first step and feedback from your early users, you're able to identify how to position yourself in the market and what you would do that resonates with your target audience. For instance, if you're designing a kiddies app or an app for children or kids, you'd identify how to present this to your public. You plan your launching, what colors you'd use, animation, and so on and so forth. Why is design important? Well, Dr. Ralph Speth, CEO of Jaguar, says if you think good design is expensive, you should look at the cost of bad design. Well, design allows all components of a product to work seamlessly, and it also takes into consideration other elements as manufacturing, logistics, and business. Design is important because it largely defines how a product works. Uh, Design has gone above how beautiful something looks, how aesthetically pleasing it looks, the colors and all, but more of how it works. What product does this solve? Who is the user? Why is this an important product or feature to introduce to the market? And also, good design saves your company money because from the research to the final stage, if design is paid attention to, by the final launch, you would not need to tweak anything after your product has been sent. If you should do that, it will be more of an update after you've collected feedbacks from the users after a while. How can designers help to improve products? Well, by providing you with research data. This is one of the most important jobs of a designer, and sometimes developers are too focused with actually writing codes that they will have no time to conduct research on whatever product they're writing codes for. So it's important to have designers on your team because they conduct research, talk firsthand with your users and find out their needs and their frustrations. From there, they draw insights from the research, create user personas, user flows, and how come up with sketches on how the product is supposed to look. They're also in charge of interacting firsthand with users to know their needs and frustrations, like I said. Also, proper research saves time, money, resources, and manpower. By generating design sketches to support design decisions, these are ways that designers can help improve a product. And also, finally, they help by iterating on design solutions till product is finished and meets product goals or company goals. Creating a collaborative developer space. This is important if you want to be a design-centered or design-minded community. You must find a way to kind of like put people together in teams. And working in teams also gives room for new innovative ideas, and solutions are exchanged back and forth. Things are questioned, decisions are questioned till there's actually no question to be asked about it. So working in teams is actually important. Use collaborative tools for sharing ideas. Tools like Figma, Sketch, Adobe. These are collaborative tools that designers could use to share their sketches with the team. Miro is another platform that supports collaborative experience and sharing ideas. Also, use collaborative communication platforms like Slack. You could use Slack to communicate, Discord. These are ways to put people together and kind of like exchange ideas. Also, clearly define each team member's role. Let the members of the team know their duty. Assign supervisors to the team, project leads, product leads. Also, teach your designers to code basic HTML and CSS at least. I think it kind of like gives designers an idea of what is implementable and what should be tweaked or iterated on. Finally, pitching design to stakeholders. This is for designers or people who are design minded, but you find yourself in a community where design is actually paid less attention or no attention at all. Well, first, whenever a product is about to be launched or developed, it is important to understand your product needs, find out why this product is needed, and kind of like understand your stakeholders stand. Why are they less concerned about design, and what would you do? What would you present to them that could like kind of spark up a design enthusiasm in them? Also, do your research before you present ideas to your stakeholders. Do your research, find out who the target audience is. This can be done even without approval, I may say, especially when you find yourself in a community that design is not really the base for product development. It's important to do your research and present this research to stakeholders. Also, present data visually. Now, conducting research can be quite crazy because most times people don't really understand what you're trying to say in terms of identifying user needs. So preparing your or putting your research findings in kind of like a visual form by creating user personas to kind of identify your target audience, user flows, information architecture. These are actually important visual representation of research data for product development. And also make sure your design solves a problem, or the product that is being developed solves a problem. It saves your company money. And when you have this as a designer, when you have your facts straight, you've done your research, you are able to present your data visually, you would actually be listened to. So finally, start with customer experience, not with technology. This is important, especially where, like I said, design is in the forefront of what you are doing. It is important to start with customer experience. Explain to your stakeholders why it is important that users are put front and center of this product. Explain to them that it's not about just producing something. It's not just about adding a new feature. Who uses this and what do they stand to gain? How is this making life easier for users? How is this solving a problem? This way, after you've presented to your stakeholders, they'll give you an opportunity to present your findings, and you can move on and start a design team from there. That's an exciting way to start in a community where design is, like I said, not paid so much attention to. Finally, I want to say that it's really very important that designers are added to teams and actually listened to, because has come to a place where people now want to use products that solve their problems, products that are useful. And you can only design products that are useful when you know what it is going to be used for, when you know the needs, the frustrations of these users or your target audience that you're presenting this product to. When you place yourself properly in the market, it's kind of like brings a win-win for both the company and the user. The user is satisfied, the company makes more profits, the company is satisfied, it meets project goals. This is actually very, very important. And I'm really excited I was able to share this with you. Well, thank you for listening. And also thank you for being a part of CodeLand 2021. You can follow me on Code Newbie Community at Victory Brown, LinkedIn, Victory Brown, Twitter, Victory Brown. I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope you have a great time at CodeLand, and see you soon.